Heterotrophic mode of nutrition. All organisms other than green plants and some bacteria have heterotrophic mode of nutrition. They are dependent on plants or animals for their food. Heterotrophic nutrition is further divided into three types: Holozoic, Saprophytic, Parasitic. Holozoic. This is the type of nutrition which takes place in animals, human beings, and some unicellular organisms like Amoeba and Paramecium. In Holozoic mode of nutrition, the food is taken in, digestion will be taking place inside the body. After digestion, the simpler substances will be assimilated in the body and waste material is thrown outside. This is Holozoic mode of nutrition taking place in animals and amoeba. Next comes Saprophytic mode of nutrition. Examples for this mode of nutrition are fungi, mushrooms, yeast, etc. In these organisms, they feed on dead or decaying matter. Here, the organisms will break down the food material outside their body. That is, the digestive juices will be secreted outside their body. Digestion will be taking place outside the body. After digestion, the simpler substances will be absorbed into the body and utilized for their growth and other activities. Examples are fungi, mushroom, yeast. Next comes parasitic mode of nutrition. The parasites can be found either living inside the body or outside the body. Examples of parasites are head lice, mosquitoes, leeches. These are found outside the body, and internally the tapeworm, liver fluke, etc. that are intestinal worms that are found inside the body. They will absorb nutrients from the host. They will derive nutrition from the host, from a living organism. There are some plants also which are parasitic. Example, Cuscuta. Now let us learn about Holozoic mode of nutrition and Saprophytic mode of nutrition in detail. Parasitic mode of nutrition. Some organisms derive nutrition from plants or animals without killing them. They are called as parasites. The organism from which they obtain nutrition are called as host. The parasites can be found either inside the body of the host or outside the body of the host. This is the picture of a tapeworm that is found in our small intestine. It will attach itself to the wall of the small intestine and absorb nutrients from the blood. It will suck the blood from our intestines. Now this is an internal parasite. Head lice, mosquitoes and leeches are all external parasites. They are found outside our body. Not only animals, some plants are also parasites. As you know, plants are autotrophic, they produce their own food. But there are some plants like Cuscuta. They don't have any chlorophyll. Can you see the orange color vine? That is a Cuscuta plant. Now these vines, they will twine around the host plant. They will grow around the host plant. They will produce small root-like structures which will grow into the host plant and absorb nutrients from it. This Cuscuta plant will grow. It will produce flowers and fruits, and it will absorb all the nutrients from the green plant. These are all examples of parasitic mode of nutrition. Saprophytic mode of nutrition. Saprotrophs depend on dead and decaying organic matter for their food. These organisms break down the food material outside the body and then absorb the digested materials. Now in this picture you can see some mushrooms. Usually they pop up after a rain. Now this small structure that you see above the ground, that is the fruiting body of the fungi. It's only a fruiting body. The actual fungi plant body is this thread-like structures that you can see below. Here you can see the thread-like structures that are called as the hyphae. Now these hyphae, they will secrete digestive juices into the surrounding. The complex food materials that are present outside will be digested by these digestive juices. After that, the digestion will occur outside the body and the digested materials will be absorbed inside the body. It will be absorbed into the thread-like structures. This is saprophytic mode of nutrition in fungi. The amoeba is a unicellular organism. It does not have any shape. It moves around with the help of finger-like projections that are called as pseudopodia or false feet. It uses this pseudopodia to trap food. The pseudopodia will capture the food. The food will be trapped inside a food vacuole. The enzymes will be secreted into the food vacuole and digestion will be taking place there. Now, this unicellular microorganism is extending pseudopodia. When a food reaches near it, the pseudopodia will extend and it will capture the food. The food will be trapped inside a food vacuole. Digestive enzymes will be released into the food vacuole. And as a result of this, the complex substances will be converted into simple substances and they are absorbed by the body of the amoeba. The unwanted waste materials will be thrown out of the body. The paramecium has a specific body structure and around its body you can see numerous cilia. Now these are the food particles. The food particles will enter the body through this oral cavity or mouth. The cilia will be pushing the food particles towards the opening or the mouth. When the food particles enter inside, they will enter into the food vacuoles. Inside the food vacuoles, digestive enzymes will be secreted and digestion will be taking place. After digestion has occurred, the unnecessary waste materials will be thrown out through the anal pore. So, now let us do a quick recap of what we studied. Heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition means organisms are depending on other organisms for their food. It is of three types: saprophytic, parasitic and holozoic. First, saprophytic. In saprophytic mode of nutrition, what happens? The digestive enzymes are released by the organism outside. Digestion will be taking place outside the body. And after digestion, the digested substances will be absorbed by the organism. Examples are bread mold. You must have seen this mold in bread. Bread mold. And mushrooms. You must have seen mushrooms also in the garden after a rain. So mushrooms and bread mold are examples of saprophytic mode of nutrition, in which digestion will be taking place outside the body, and after digestion the nutrients will be absorbed by the body of the organism. Next comes parasitic mode of nutrition. Some organisms will derive nutrition from plants or animals without killing them. The parasites will be obtaining nutrition from plants or animals without killing them. Parasites can either be plants or animals. Now this is a plant parasite. This is called as Cuscuta. Can you see that vines? ആ വള്ളി പോലെ കാണുന്നില്ലേ? അതാണ് Cuscuta plant. Most of you may not have seen this type of plants, but I'm pretty sure you have seen this. This is Loranthus. മലയാളത്തിൽ നമ്മളിതിനെ ഇത്തിൾ എന്ന് വിളിക്കും. മിക്കവാറും മാവിലൊക്കെ നിങ്ങൾ കാണുന്നതാണ് ഈ ഇത്തിൾ ചെടി. കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാകുമെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. ഈ ചുമന്ന പൂ നിങ്ങൾ എന്തായാലും കണ്ടു കാണും. മാവിൽ ഈ ഇത്തിൾ ചെടി എപ്പോഴും കാണാൻ പറ്റും. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് കോൾഡ് ആസ് ലൊറാന്തസ്, ഇത്തിൾ ചെടി. Now let us look into some parasitic animals. This is head lice. പേന്, തലയിൽ കാണുന്ന പേനാണിത്. ഹെഡ് ലൈസ്. ഇത് ലീച്ചസ്. മസ്കിറ്റോ. These are all external parasites. നമ്മുടെ പുറത്തിരുന്ന് ചോര കുടിക്കുന്നതാണ് ഇതൊക്കെ. These are all external parasites. But some parasites are found internally, inside our body. അതേതൊക്കെയാ? Like this tapeworm, liver fluke, they are internal parasites that are found inside the body. So in parasitic mode of nutrition, the parasite will derive nutrition from plants or animals without killing them. Next comes Holozoic mode of nutrition. What is Holozoic mode of nutrition? The food will be taken in by the organism. Digestion will be taking place inside the body. That is Holozoic mode of nutrition. It can be taking place either in unicellular or in multicellular organisms. Here is the picture of an amoeba. This is an amoeba. As you know, amoeba does not have a specific shape. And amoeba will take in food using finger-like extensions that are called as the pseudopodia or the false feet. This false feet can be found anywhere on the surface of the body of amoeba. എവിടെ വേണമെങ്കിലും ഈ false feetന് ഫോം ചെയ്യാം. Okay, because it doesn't have any specific shape, the pseudopodia can be formed anywhere in the surface of the body. So what will happen? It will form pseudopodia or false feet, and then it will form then it will trap the food material. It will form a food vacuole and digestion will be taking place inside. As you can see here, pseudopodia can be found anywhere on the surface of the body. എവിടെ വേണമെങ്കിലും അതിന് pseudopodia ഫോം ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. Now next, this is Paramecium, and as you know, Paramecium has a specific body shape. And this Paramecium has a specific spot for taking in food. ഒരു സ്പെസിഫിക് സ്പോട്ട് ഉണ്ട് ഫുഡ് എടുക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് കോൾഡ് ആസ് ദ ഓറൽ ഗ്രോവ്. അതുവഴി മാത്രമേ അതിന് ഫുഡ് എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ. ഇൻ ദ കേസ് ഓഫ് അമീബ ഫുഡ് എവിടെ വേണമെങ്കിലും എടുക്കാം, സ്യൂഡോപോഡിയ എവിടെ വേണമെങ്കിലും ഫോം ചെയ്യാം. ബട്ട് ഇൻ ദ കേസ് ഓഫ് പാരാമീസിയം ഒരു സ്പെസിഫിക് സ്പോട്ട് ഉണ്ട് ഫുഡ് എടുക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്. അവിടെ ആ വഴി കൂടി മാത്രമേ അതിന് ഫുഡ് എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ. ആൻഡ് ദാറ്റ് സ്പോട്ട് ഈസ് കോൾഡ് ആസ് ദ ഓറൽ ഗ്രോവ്. Can you see these small hair-like structures? They are called as a cilia. And this cilia will move the food towards a specific spot that is called as the oral groove. And when the food enters inside, it will form food vacuoles. And digestion will be taking place inside the food vacuole, and the waste materials will be thrown out through this anal pore. In Paramecium, so there is a specific spot for taking in the food and for throwing the food outside. For both of it, they are having specific spot. But what about amoeba? Does amoeba have a specific spot? No, it doesn't have any specific spot for taking in food or for throwing it out.